Welcome everybody to the Pirate Skills meetup. Today we're going to talk about how you can create interactive lead magnets. Those are surveys, quizzes, interactive calculators, all the stuff that not just gives your customers or potential customers some static PDF to download or an ebook or a single video. No, it really invites them to engage. And this engagement makes them more likely to convert later. I found this out during my own practice of testing all kinds of lead magnets. And nowadays, whenever I have the chance, I definitely have interactive lead magnets. And I just want to show you today how to create them. What are the interesting types of interactive lead magnets you can create? How you can use no-code tools to build them. You don't have to worry about having to be able to invest 20,000 euro in the development of a survey or anything. This is all now doable through no-code tools. And then I'm going to share some of my favorite sources for lead magnet ideas that are quite interactive. So you can just take those ideas and apply them to your business. Before we look at it, let me just give you a little preview of what we have prepared. As you know me, I like Miro at the moment so very much. So I set up a nice board that you can copy for yourself. You can download this as a PDF if you go to pirateskills.com/interactive, and you can change it. You can set up your own favorite interactive lead magnets, your own tool sets, and your favorite resources to create them. And if you like that, then head over there. It's free to sign up. And if you're already a member at pirateskills.com, you just start and you get it right away. Why are we even interested in this? So why quizzes, surveys, calculators? When I look at this survey, I think this was a survey of 300 marketing leaders by outfunnel.com. And they're asking what do you think? What is the most important metric for your business success? And you can see if we zoom in that most of them said the quality of leads. Now, how do interactive lead magnets help us? If you normally have a lead magnet, you can ask your people maybe first name, last name, email. If you're a sales heavy, you ask for phone number, you ask for consent, maybe name of the company. And then it already gets a bit dicey. Do people really fill out a form that is so complete as your salespeople or your nurturing campaigns afterwards would like to have it? Probably not. So the advantage of those interactive lead magnets is that people are very, very willing to share information and to share details like how they would segment themselves. Are you a student? Are you a startup founder? Are you a corporate executive? That is an easy information that people share in quizzes. But if you have this as your fifth drop-down menu in your form field, it's probably going to kill your conversion rate. So it's enhancing the quality of leads, but also the way you can segment the users afterwards. Another important point that we see on here, we scroll over to the other side, is the contract and deal value. So interactive lead magnets usually involve that you get a lot more data from your customers than you usually would have. And this lets you segment the users. And for example, the high probability conversions with probably high accounts can be sent to the more senior people, and they can convert them to higher deal contracts and deal values. In essence, I think with lead magnets, you get more leads, get a higher quality of leads, and you are more capable of segmenting and using the data afterwards, which is extremely helpful. So this is what gets me excited about this. Now, let's take a look at it. And if you want to follow along, just head over to pirateskills.com/interactive, and there is the demo of this board. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them at pirateskills.com/questions. All right, so let's switch over to the board. And here we are in Miro. And this is like a huge infinite whiteboard where I can create and zoom in anything that I want to visualize. So here you can see the major board. On the left-hand side, we got this little tutorial how to copy it. So you just essentially press on this title and then it says duplicate. If you don't have a free Miro account, sign up, then you can duplicate up to 3 accounts for free. I think it's an extremely helpful tool in this, especially in this remote time. So I also put a PDF version down here. You can just download it, and then it shows up as this big PDF that you can download and maybe put on your wall or something, whatever you like to do. I also have some research notes here. So if you're interested in statistics about the use of interactive lead magnets and general sources or where I get this data from, feel free to look here and maybe to add and suggest more research sources. Also put up some alternative tools to the 3 ones I'm going to show, and I'm going to be pretty sure that more tools end up here in the future versions of this board. But you can always come back to the URL I mentioned, pirateskills.com/interactive, and it will always link to the most current board. Now, what do we have here? This is the canvas that I built, and it's separated in 3 segments. So the first segment is about what type of lead magnets you can create. I think this is really helpful if you think about, okay, we want to try this interactive marketing strategy. Now what are we actually building? What's possible? What's not possible? What's difficult? What is maybe an easy start? So let me go through the 6 types I'm most frequently using. I think the easiest type is surveys. You know me from my idea validation talks and the funnel building talks that I regularly use surveys as a lead generation tool, because people love to answer surveys at the moment. And at the end, they are way more likely to give me their contact data because they're already committed and they have a much higher perceived relevance of the content that comes after that survey, because we actually showed interest in their opinion and people just love to share their opinion. The advantage of surveys is they are the easiest to set up from the interactive ones, and they do not require you to create the answers to the questions that you're asking. With a quiz, this is on the right-hand side, there is always an expectation I answer like 7 questions and now I get a result. You don't have that with the surveys, and you can use them to do your customer development, ask people what problems they are having, how they're currently solving them, asking them on a scale from 0 to 10, how frequently do you have this problem? How important is this problem for you? You can ask them about your solutions that you have in mind and ask them to rank different features that you're planning to build. So I really enjoy surveys, and people tend to like them as well. The next upgrade of surveys are quizzes. And they're stronger in some senses because you can create quite a keen interest in seeing a result. If you're being shown a quiz, maybe I can show you one immediately so this doesn't get, it's not too abstract. Let's see, for example, Facebook ads quiz. You might be interested in knowing, how good is your Facebook ads knowledge. So let's open that up. And this is from John Loomer, who is a Facebook ads expert I also follow. And he is using this quiz to, of course, help you to find out what kinds of skills you have and whatnot. But it also helps him to position certain educational products from his portfolio to the right people. And then you can just answer those questions and see what is right and what is wrong about this. And this gives you immediate feedback. That is the expectation. You see what is correct, what is not correct. I'm not looking for the right answers at the moment. I'm just showing you how this looks like. And the progression here shows us how far we are along, which keeps us engaged. And it's only 10 questions and people can get through this probably in 3 minutes or less. And then they're going to see a result like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the super Facebook ads loser. And now I'm going to get a result. And he gives me some call to actions like, hey, subscribe to my blog, sign up for Beyond the Boost, which is a beginner level training as he says here, which is appropriate for a person who gets 3 out of 10 questions. So if you are in a, for example, pretty hard to explain or complex niche, I recently had a team working with me on an HR management software. And it had a lot of explanation to do. And here we can easily ask how experienced are you with HR management? And based on that, we can create educational resources like John Loomer in this case. So we can create this stuff and it's way more engaging. And guess what? You get to keep all of the data, all of the answers from the people who answered those questions, of course, if they consented first. Very, very interesting are like personality type tests. What type of blah blah person are you? Knowledge tests, general tests that you want to drive. Then next section, calculators. You might want to give people options to say, if I configure my product this and that way, what is the price? Or you can give them a forecast of the potential value that they receive. We did this, for example, for solar panels, that potential investors could see, if I invest on so and so many square meters on my houses, what is the return of investment after X many years? And we did this through calculators, and that increased the likelihood that potential investors would call up and ask like, hey, I want to build solar panels with you. Then another very interesting thing, especially in the B2C world, are competitions. You can create leaderboards and viral reward pages where you can ask people, you get to win this, or you can get to be the best at whatever if you have the highest amount of points. This can be done automatically, and it's way more engaging, interactive, and potentially way more viral than just a good old like PDF to download. Then recommendations. So I recently did this with a team with shoes. You could ask them like, what kind of shoe person am I? What kind of styles do I like? You then go through a number of questions, and then you're put into a certain shoe category and you're being sent to that collection of shoes in that e-commerce shop. And that way you can give people like this cool experience of like, what kind of shoe person am I? Plus you can fit it to the perfect product categories that they are most likely to be interested in. And this kind of thing is really working well in e-commerce. And then, of course, people might not be thinking about this as interactive lead magnets, but giveaways. Giveaways are one of the best ways at the moment to generate emails, to generate followers, and all kinds of pretty early stage commitments on your platforms. And you can give away stuff, you can announce prizes, you can do specific promotions for products that you currently want to highlight. And I want to show you like how to do that as well. So those are the 6 major categories. Maybe there's a 7th one with creating messenger bots, but I guess that's a completely own topic. Okay, so now we got those 6 topics, and now we need to build this. And you're wondering like, okay, how am I actually going to manage to build those? And this is where those no-code solutions come in. And I will always like show you a solution and then show real life examples. And as always, I'm absolutely not set on those tools. Like, there are always new alternatives coming out. I'm getting great recommendations left and right. Just those are the ones that have stuck with me the most and I had the most success with in my projects. But feel free to use any alternatives that you can come up with. And feel free to send them to me so I can put them maybe on an alternative tool board here. So I've got 3 categories. Like the best one for B2B lead generation is Outgrow. For me, this is what I personally am subscribed to. Best for B2C is Involve Me. It's a bit more B2C friendly, very uncomplicated personality type tests, but they have expanded beyond that. And then there is Kickoff Labs, who's doing engaging landing pages, like viral landing pages, contest pages, etc. So let's look at some of those examples from the first list. Like what do surveys look like when I build them in Outgrow or in Typeform or whatever I like to use at the moment? What I would suggest is once you copy this board for yourself, put in the tools that you are currently using and make it accessible to your team. If you want to build this kind of interactive lead magnet, use this tool. And here are our templates that we have already built. And then they can recreate the successes of the past, give it a little twist and a new try, and you hopefully have an even better lead magnet than before. And so let's look at real world examples. So here's the survey category. And I would highly suggest that you put up your own favorite surveys that you have observed somewhere. So let's start with one of the not mentioned tools so far, which is Typeform. I used to use mostly Typeform. It is still probably the most user-friendly experience if you're creating surveys. Quizzes are also all right. You can see that they have expanded into solutions like quizzes and interactive video chats and even interactive articles, which I really like. Let's just get a feel of how this looks like. So here you start your survey, you say, okay, you can have those text-based things, but usually they are, for example, number-based Likert scales like these here. How often do you use beachwear? What brands do you think of? This is how you can, for example, check out your competition. You can make this field mandatory with a star. So if somebody says, okay, they have to type something in. And then you can ask a multiple choice question with the single choice option, which has the advantage that it skips immediately to the next question, or multiple choice questions where you can give people the ability to make multiple choices, of course. So here again, just an information. This is probably a multiple choice. So I can say, if it was a person, how would it best describe you? Charming, tough, rugged. And then you can say, okay. And they have all kinds of scales that you can use. Just playing around with this is quite fun, and it gives you a lot of user data if you like. And at the end, you can get to show them like a result. Here they ask for pricing. Let me just skip over those. Now you see that an indicator is really helpful. So now they say they're almost done. Now they do a gender, and not a gender, but an age segmentation. They give an income segmentation. And then they give me like a drop down where I'm born. I'm born in Germany, Lüdenscheid, if you care. And here, now they get all the information. And now, sneaky beaky, at the end, after I've made some commitment, they ask me for an email. If you ask me, this is a bit of a dick move. Yeah, I do not like that. I prefer to separate the information package from the contact data. This is something that people these days kind of resent. But test it out to ask for the data before the start of the interactive lead magnet, before the result, and after result. I prefer it after result. So now let's put in some data here and let's send it. And now I can finish the survey, and from this point I can restart the survey, but on the paid plan of Typeform I can send them wherever I like, which is usually something like an opt-in form or a confirmation page where I ask them, hey, please go to your email. I just sent you a confirmation. If you want further information or a newsletter, you have to press the link. And this is where I send people often. So this is a very simple survey. Yeah, and the magic thing these days is mobile. They look even better than on desktop, which is a prerequisite in B2C. Yeah, if you do Facebook or Instagram ads, it's 99% mobile traffic now. Okay, like for B2B, as I said, I really like the quizzes from Outgrow. Now here we are in the category. I put the link up there for the categories of surveys. And what I like here is that they give very concrete examples for different niches. So let's say we want to go do something customer profiling wise and have a survey here. Then you can preview this template. And then you can see like actually how this looks and feels. And the look and feel, that is the most important thing. If you look at old school survey tools, I sometimes wonder how anybody ever survived going through those. These days, it's look how smooth this is, and you shouldn't compromise on that. Here again, they ask me like for the data. They always do that because, yeah, they need to showcase how leads are being captured here, but they definitely also give you the chance to do it afterwards, at the end, or even at the beginning. It's completely your choice. You don't even have to create leads. You can just provide value to your customer and then have them maybe come back through another way, like retargeting. This is surveys, yeah, with Outgrow, with Typeform. Now let's look at some kind of more cool quizzes, maybe from Involve Me. I just showed you the John Loomer, which is more of a B2B thing. Now, some of the embeds just are being shown as a video, but if you open the link, they are just normal landing page. Now, involve me in Outgrow template landing pages, which are completely free. You don't even have to register. You can go here. They are some of the best sources of inspiration for what you could ask for. And this is why I put the links in here. So let's say we want to do more of a personality type test, which are incredible for lead generation and engagement on social media these days. I think they are currently the thing that has the highest click-through rates. Yeah, if you do anything and sharing that, and the idea always at the end is to share the result on Facebook or on Instagram, and then people want to know their results from their personality tests. So let's pick something, and you have to think about your business, like what kind of audience are you targeting? I mentioned the shoe type, so which kind of shoe personality are you, or which kind of fashion personality are you? Let's try this one. So let's take a test, and now you can already see now this is not just only like for like normal form fields and Likert scale. Now we have picture choices. Do the other ones have picture choices as well, the other tools? Of course, but this is like very inbred and very normal with Involve Me. This feels so much more B2C. Yeah, so now I'm gonna be a gray color guy. So which personality do you most aspire to? Total Zen, risk taker, trendsetter, well-groomed. Total Zen. Pick one of the following outfits. Now, here you see that we have a gender problem. This is obviously made for women. But I still try to find my style here. And then how does the ideal home look like? Business, vacation, nature. This is actually pretty much how my office looks like. So I guess I should be taking that. And here you can see the indicator. So it's only like 2 more questions. Which city break best suits you? Fancy Hamburg, Copenhagen, artsy Copenhagen. So, and now I'm being put into a category, into a segment called avant-garde. There could be something like relaxed, there could be something like sporty. And this is of course now just a demo thing because it's lorem ipsum, but here I could show my my collection of shoes and then I could have a call to action that sends them to my website with just the right collection of shoes for avant-garde. And I could give them, for example, a little 5 or 10% discount code for their email address. And now I can, the main advantage of getting their contact data is that I'm later able to match that data to the people who purchased something for me. Let's say we are in a Shopify, Klaviyo or MailChimp environment. So Klaviyo, MailChimp is email, Shopify is my e-commerce store. I can connect this tool with my MailChimp or Klaviyo, save the email address, and then later check how much revenue did I make. And are the avant-garde people or the sporty people, for example, more profitable for me or more fit my core customer type? I think this is incredibly valuable to get those insights, to later segment those users and to generate a lot of leads before you make the sale. This is a concept that I keep on reiterating, and I hope it sticks at some point. So these are surveys and quizzes. Now let's take a look at calculators. Now, what do I want to reach here? So for calculators, I really like Outgrow. Let's go for this car loan calculator. Now here you might have a business where you're giving out car loans, and then you can ask like, what kind of loan do you want to get? Of course, you don't want to have such a super expensive, so maybe you want to get like 15K. Terms might be 36 months. You want to be able to see what the installments are. Maybe you're asking yourself, okay, I can maybe afford certain installments, and okay, I have to stay below a certain amount of interest rates, or I have to take longer time to pay off this. And this calculator helps the person to actually see like what can they afford. Like, no, maybe I can afford a little bit more, which is definitely not the question you should ask yourself when you're buying a car. You should spend your money somewhere else where it's worth more. And now you can see that because I answered another Outgrow survey, my data is already input. HubSpot is doing that as well. So if you have multiple lead magnets and people like to run through multiple of in your case, then you have the advantage that Outgrow is remembering that, of course, within the consent and cookie tracking and all that kind of stuff is given. So now I can go to the call to action, whatever they would like me to do. And there is a whole category of templates here that I really enjoy. And again, they set them up by industry. So you can see, for example, which I really enjoyed was, and it shows like how advanced this is and how hard this would be to code, this Tesla calculator. And showing results in real time gives your lead magnets such a more visceral feeling of engagement. So, okay, I want to go for a long distance. I want to do the right thing. Black, yes. They could actually show me the results while I'm doing this. They have one where they actually do this. And you can see that they already pre-filled pretty reasonable amounts of mileage, which also helps me with going through this quickly. And now I can see that the results were loaded in the background. And here's a good example where I was not forced to give my results. I can because I received value and I might be willing to, but I can also skip this and just see dynamic data, which you can choose to show at the end, which makes it more likely that they maybe give you the contact data for that. But you could also show this completely dynamic while people are answering questions, which feels like you absolutely custom coded something for their needs. And that increases the trust and it makes them more likely to make a commitment with you. And to code this, I would expect to pay like 10K. Yeah, but probably wouldn't look that good and probably wouldn't be enabling me to just create another one. And for Outgrow, I really feel like, and Involve Me, their intention is that you have a dozen of those interactive lead magnet running and they're showing you conversion results, comparing one lead magnet version against other lead magnets. They do all of the A/B testing in the background. That just gives you an unfair advantage. Yeah, if you first of all build it with tools, and then if you see, man, this needs to be deeper integrated with our own data sources. If you can't do it with any of those, you can then maybe think about coding any of that yourself. So I'm pretty sure you all have seen these kinds of lead magnets, but let's go into the realm of lead magnets that maybe you have not seen and that are based of kickoff labs, which I think are the best for viral landing pages. So if I'm looking for inspiration, I sometimes just head over to kickofflabs.com and just look through here. What kind of templates could I use? Do I want to give like a reward giveaway? Do I want to do like bonus sweepstakes, Shopify rewards? This is insane. This actually connects with your e-commerce store and it knows if a referral bought something. So let's say I have this pot store and I want to participate in the referral program. I put in my email address. Then I get a custom link to share through email, through social media. And depending on how much my people that clicked on my link buy, I get dynamic referral points. And then I can see the different reward levels that I can then use. It might be straight discount codes, it might be money, it might be some other virtual value that you can use. This incentivizes me to actually generate quality leads that buy something later. And with Kickoff Labs, you see exactly which of your dynamic lead magnets have what kind of referral rate. That is like the virality indicator. Like, does any person invite like 0.2 more people, or is it even 1.2, which is really viral? So this just fascinates me. And let me show you some more example. Like, what I like is the pre-launch waiting list. This maybe you have seen this in any of the startups, or like I remember still the mailbox waiting list from Google when they started this new email lists email tool, and I was number 200,733. And then I saw this invite, like, okay, you want to join through phone or that. You want to step some places ahead so you get access earlier. Then I could invite people, and the more people I invited, the further I was along in this thing. And then I get those sharing links, and I can go to the store and I can see what kind of things I get points for. And tracking this and making sure you're not being fooled or somebody is abusing this, that is super hard. And they just do this for you. And then if you see this works, again, you can think about a custom solution, which I would not recommend. I would just stay flexible and nimble and try this and do one of those interactive lead magnets a month and see like how different types work for you. And then if it's worth it, if you can see the relationship between the cost of the leads and the revenue that is coming out, then you can start investing in more frequency, more quality, more customization. I think this is absolutely fascinating that we can do this within a day. Yeah, it is absolutely up within a day. Then another competition type I really like is the leaderboard, where I can see how many people have I invited, or it doesn't always have to be invites. There are other ways to earn points. But how many points have I compared to the other people in that competition? And maybe you have a giveaway that you want to connect to viral incentives. Like, if you share this on Facebook, you get points. If you invite somebody and they successfully accept, you get points. And then the first place gets the biggest prize, maybe 2 to 4 gets the second most, and then 5 to 10 gets the third prize. Yeah, and then everybody feels like, oh, there are 10 prizes. I don't only get this one thing, but I need to be engaged and involved. And you will be surprised how many people are willing to do this, especially in B2C. So, and there we are. Yeah. Now, e-commerce recommendations I already showed you. Purchase recommendation awards, product recommendations through Outgrow, and then the last but not least, the giveaways. I already showed you the one version with the viral waiting list, but this is not a giveaway, but the pre-launch list on the leaderboard that you can use as a giveaway as well. But there's also something called the bonus sweepstakes, yeah, where you can earn multiple entries. I like this idea for the following scenario. Let me just put in my email. Let's enter. Now I can earn more entries. Now, what I like to use this for is a so-called evergreen contest, where, for example, once a month, you decide who the winner is. I think this also makes it pretty transparent who the winner is, but you just keep on letting this contest run over month and month and months. Just always at the end of the month or the beginning of the next, you announce this month winners of the giveaway is. But everybody else from the past can stay in. They still have the same incentive to continue doing that. So there are a couple of advantages of thinking about an evergreen contest like this. First of all, you only have to set it up once, and then you can do continuous promotions and maybe change the prices that they can win every month, but you don't have to. So this is incredibly easy to set up. Then you only have to set up ad campaigns for this once, or you can make it a consistent part of your onboarding email sequence for your users or your newsletter subscribers. And they can get continuous value. And if you think about ads, let's say we promote it through Instagram newsfeed posts, you can keep this post running for a month, which has the advantage that it will, over time, have thousands of likes and comments and shares. And while of course there is a decay over time in terms of organic visibility in the store, in the news feeds, it will not show up more and more in other people's news feed over time because of the decay. But the credibility of a post with thousands of likes and comments is way higher, and it increases the participation rate over time. I had posts that I promoted over a year long, and it had tens of thousands of comments under it, which was something I'd never seen before. And when you see such a post running through your stream, you will notice this way more likely than the one with the 3 likes on it and 0 comments. So thinking about giveaways and giving people a continuous way to participate with you in those engaging ways are one of the best things you can do for your business. The disadvantage of giveaways, and like I would say the bigger advantage of quizzes and calculator, is that the incentive of the giveaway often lowers the quality of people you get in, but you are being rewarded with a lot of people, and quantity can trump quality. You just have to be able to check, and this is something we're going to talk about in 2 months when we think about how can we build a simple reporting for something like that, where you can see, oh yeah, I built campaigns that generated leads, for example, through a quiz. This was the cost. And now what kind of quiz types, what participation types created how much revenue after 0 days, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 9 months. And we will set up this kind of reporting with you. And then you can really go for it, because when you see that the giveaways, even though the conversion rates later from contest participants is lower than the ones from quizzes, because they are like 5 times cheaper, it's totally fine. But you also might realize, okay, we need to do something that has a higher bar, where people need to jump over a larger hoop to participate, to increase the quality. That is all your choice. And those tools make it easy for you to try this, to get into them. They are all very affordable, under $100 a month. And you don't have to sign up for a yearly thing. Yeah, just try it, give it a go. They're absolutely worth it, in my opinion. And again, here's an overview of all the opportunities you have out there to create those interactive lead magnets. I hope you like this, and that you make a personal copy for yourself, or that you download the PDF version of this and send me links for further research. And please always send me links to your favorite interactive lead magnets that you have seen. I will put them up here on the right hand side and make this board ever better over time for you. If you want to grab this board, it's at pirateskills.com/interactive. There we have the video recording of this meetup, we have the slides, and we have, of course, the access to this Miro board that you can copy for free. That's the main thing I wanted to share with you. I really hope this triggered you to build your own interactive lead magnets, and I hope to see you next time when we explain more about how to nurture those leads. This is coming up. Check it out at pirateskills.com, our next event. That's it for today. It was really fun with you guys, and I hope I see you next time. Bye-bye.